I think there are a lot of people who already know this, but I also think there are a lot of people who don't. Yes, you can pair your Meta Quest 2, 3, or 3S headset with a PC and play PC VR games like Half-Life Alyx, Lone Echo, and more. You do, of course, need a PC that is decently capable when it comes to playing games. I'm sorry, but the Chromebook your school gave you isn't gonna cut it. Assuming you have a decent gaming PC, you're about to see graphics you didn't know were possible on the Quest. Now, there is a way to do this both wirelessly and using what Meta calls a link cable. In this video, I'll show you how to use a link cable, as it's the simplest way, but if you don't want to have to mess with a cable, then you're going to want to watch this video up here. Okay, for those of you who are still with me, let's go! To play PC VR on your Quest, the first thing you're obviously going to need is a Quest headset. Quest 2, Quest 3, Quest 3S, doesn't matter which one you have, they all work the same. The second thing we need is, of course, a PC. And the last thing we need is a link cable. Meta has an official link cable, and it is grossly overpriced at $80 US. But thankfully, there are plenty of alternatives that all cost significantly less. I was recently sent this one here by Kiwi Design to test out, and it works great, and is only $26 on Amazon at the time I'm making this video. Link in the video description. The cool thing about this cable is it uses USB-A to go to your PC and then has a separate USB-C you plug a charging adapter into. So it charges your headset while you play. No more running out of battery. You, of course, don't have to buy this particular cable, but if you use my link, it does help the channel. Thanks a lot. With our PC, headset, and link cable in hand, we now need to download and install the Meta Quest Link app to our PC. I've placed the link to the download on Meta's website in the video description, so use that to download the application, install it, and log into your Meta account. You can now power on your Quest and plug your link cable into a USB 3 port on your PC, and then plug the other end into your headset. Back in the QuestLink app, your headset should now be listed here. Click on Setup in the blue banner at the top of the screen, then click on Link, then Continue. Here it's telling us to connect our link cable to our headset. We've already done that, so we can click Continue again. At this screen, we can test our connection. If you get a low bandwidth message like this one, and you know you're plugged into one of your PC's USB 3 ports, then you'll want to make sure your Quest is on and not asleep, and then unplug your link cable from the headset and plug it back in, and click Test again. You should get a compatible connection message at this point, and you can click Continue for the last time. Congratulations! Your Quest is now paired with your PC. From here, we're going to put on our headset, and from the menu bar, we're going to select Quick Settings, which is where the time is displayed here. And in this next menu, we're going to click on Link right here. Your PC should already be selected, but if it isn't, you'll want to click on it so this little radio button is selected, and then you can click Launch. This will take you into the Quest Link menu, where you can visit Meta's PC VR store, interact with your PC in VR, launch games from your library, and more. I know you're excited to explore all of this now, but there's a few more things that we should talk about before I cut you loose and you start gaming. Going back to the QuestLink app on our PC, if we click on our headset, this menu will pop up, and here we can scroll down to the Advanced section where we have the Graphics Preferences. If we click on that, it will give us the options to change our refresh rate and render resolution. How high you can set these is fully dependent on how powerful your PC's hardware is. If this is all unfamiliar to you, it's probably best to start with 72 Hz and leave the automatic render resolution switch toggled on for the time being. To get the best performance and best looking graphics possible out of your system, now comes the part where you have to test just how high you can push these settings up. To help us figure this out, we're going to use something called the Oculus Debug Tool. Thankfully, we do not have to download this. It comes along with the QuestLink app. However, you do need to know where it's located to be able to access it. For that, we're going to click on Windows Explorer and go to our C drive, or whatever other drive you installed the QuestLink app to. We then need to go into Program Files, Oculus, Support, Oculus Diagnostics, and here you'll find the Oculus Debug Tool. Double click it to open it, and you'll see there are a dozen or more options you can mess around with, but there's only 2 of them I'm going to talk about right now. The first one being link sharpening. This option makes a big difference to the quality of the visuals. So click on the drop down here, and you can choose normal or quality. In my opinion, both sharpening modes deliver the same results, and according to information I found online, at the time I'm making this video, they both offer nearly identical visual fidelity. Just to give you a little bit of history, when quality was first introduced, it did provide slightly better looking visuals than normal, but the way that it works is also a bit more resource intensive. However, since that time, Meta has improved the normal sharpening mode algorithm, where it looks pretty much just as good as the quality mode, and it has significantly less of a performance impact, so I like to use normal. The other thing we need to enable here is the visible HUD. This will help us see what our frame rate is in the headset, as well as how much performance headroom we have left. This will help us figure out how high we can set our refresh rate and render resolution in the QuestLink app. In this dropdown that says None, we want to click here and select Performance. If your headset is powered on and connected to QuestLink at this time, you will see this overlay pop up in your headset showing the current app frame rate. Below the visible HUD option is another option called Performance HUD. If we expand this, we can then change the mode or information that is being displayed in the overlay in the headset, but for our purposes, we just want to leave it at Performance Summary. If you've been enjoying this video or simply found the information in it useful, I'd ask you to please hit that like button and leave a comment. Also, maybe consider throwing a couple bucks my way with a super thanks. I really appreciate all of that stuff. It is a huge help to me to continue making content like this. Thank you for your help. We're now to the point you'll want to launch a game and see what the performance summary says while you're playing. If your frame rate is solid and you have lots of performance headroom still available, this means you can increase the refresh rate or the render resolution or both in the QuestLink app and then try again to see how your PC fares in that game. If you see the opposite, however, and your frame rate is below the refresh rate you set and your performance headroom is in the negative, then you need to lower one or both settings until your PC can consistently maintain the refresh rate you set. Me personally, I prefer sharper visuals rather than a higher refresh rate, so with my RTX 4080, I like to set my refresh rate to 90 Hz and the render resolution to 4704 by 2528, which I feel delivers smooth gameplay and sharp looking visuals in all the games I play. The games themselves also have graphic settings you can adjust, and that is of course something you are also going to need to get dialed in, but this is something all you PC gamers out there should be aware of, this game by game tweaking of settings that you gotta do to get the games to look and run in a manner you're happy with. Once you've gotten your render resolution, refresh rate, and game settings dialed in, you can enjoy the best of the best that VR has to offer. From Oculus exclusives like Lone Echo to what many still consider to be the best VR game currently in existence, Half-Life Alyx. Not to mention, there are mods for popular flat screen games that allow you to play them in VR, if you're into that kind of thing. Back to Half-Life Alyx real quick though. Half-Life Alyx is a Steam exclusive, so you have to buy it on Steam in order to play it. But once you've purchased it, or any other VR game on Steam for that matter, to play it on Quest using a link cable, you'll first need to launch QuestLink, then launch SteamVR. SteamVR is a free app you can find on the Steam store, and once it's installed, you can launch it from within QuestLink by opening the desktop window from the menu bar here. I have 2 monitors, so I'm going to select monitor 1, open Steam, and then at the top of the Steam window right here, next to your Steam profile name, is a VR headset icon. When we click on that, it will launch SteamVR and take us into the SteamVR home environment, where we can then launch and enjoy our SteamVR games. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, there are also ways to wirelessly pair your Quest with your PC and stream your VR games over Wi-Fi. If you'd like to ditch the cable altogether and still enjoy yourself some PC VR, then you're gonna want to check out this video right here next. Come on, do it. You know you want to. Subscribe.